Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we are going to be painting a landscape. Mostly clouds. It's more of a skyscape. Where's the skyscape? I have out my big wash brush, my squirt bottle, paper towels for making clouds. If you don't have paper towels or napkins or tissues, you can use rags, like a towel cloth, something absorbent. Let's see. My mostly M gram watercolor palette is out. Use the paints that you have, whatever you have. I'm using 140-pound cold press Arches watercolor paper, and I taped it to a board that I have shelf paper from the dollar store on the back of a attached to the backer of a drawing pad. Those big thick backs to your drawing pad, save those. This is what they're useful for. We're going to dive right in. I'm going to spritz the page, and I want this to be a kind of a fast one. So we're just gonna wet the page. Not too wet. You want it to be kind of glistening, but not like bubbled up or dripping. So just tilt it to the light. We're going to start with our sky. It's going to be mostly sky. And then down here on the bottom, we're going to have little golden field situation going on. Little hay field. Okay. And if you can't tell if you got it all, just tilt it to the light. And you will be able to see where there are dry spots. If you want, you can wait a few minutes, let the paint or the water really soak into the paper. However you like to do it works. There we go. Oops, already got blue everywhere. Haven't even started yet. Astrid and I were painting earlier. That's my granddaughter. Okay. Let's get to it. So this is my palette. It has a mixing tray here, and it has an additional mixing tray here. This is for my green, like yellows and greens and into pinks. And then this is darker blues and greens over here, like that kind of way. So, with all that, I'm going to go in with ultramarine. Grab up some ultramarine. And you can mix it on here if you want to. This is acrylic gold down here, if you can see that in the palette. No worries. We're not going to stress about it. And you can mix up a lot, like really. Oh wait, oh that's cobalt, my bad, I grabbed the wrong one. That's the cobalt blue, which isn't a bad sky blue at all. But I wanted ultramarine, which is this blue. This is more purple leaning. Ultramarine is usually granulating as well. But I'm going to go ahead and get a nice deep color up at the top. Grab some nice deep color up at the top, and you can do this a couple of times if you want to. And just pull it down, and the summer sky, especially if it's warm out, will get paler as it pushes to the horizon. It's going to get lighter. So don't be shy. I do want it nice and bright blue up here though. And you can put in your sky and your clouds, and then later on, if it's not bright enough for you on some spots, you can fix that later. And then we're just gonna come on down. We're gonna come on down. I'm gonna take it all the way to the bottom of the paper. Alright. And all the way to the edge, kind of off a little bit. And my paper is bowing a bit. Not worrying about it. There we go. And from here, here's where you can put in your clouds. I want those fluffy, billowy, like crazy clouds you see in the summer sky. So taking the paper towel, just crumpling it up and turning it different ways And the higher up, the closer to you, the bigger the cloud. And you can put them wherever you want, whatever feels right. Press down really hard to get really white. Press down light to get those gradations. And you can get a couple of really floaty poofy clouds coming off. They get wispy. And then as you work your way towards your horizon, you're going to get narrower and narrower. And you can start kind of dragging your paper towel instead of like that. Sweep it up, make different little marks. And let's see. You can also come in with your paintbrush and lift up if it's not being effectively lifted enough for you. Put that down. Scrub. And this is a timely kind of thing. You gotta kind of hurry up a little bit. Oh, another little poofy situation right here. Nice and maybe right off the page right there. And if it's not picking up enough for you, just re-wet. Let it sit for a second and really press down. You can go back in with white gouache. You can really perfect this if you want to. You can super fuss with this. There we go. Some little wisps coming off, shooting up. That. I haven't done a cloud picture in a long time, especially with paint. I usually do my clouds in pastels. There we go. Maybe some coming in here. Right there. Sweeping in like so. How's that? That's just a simple sky. Doesn't need these paintings are a practice for me. I haven't done skies in a while, and I've been thinking about it a lot. So I thought we would do. I'm going to do several sky-based landscapes over the next few paintings, just for practice. I'm going to go in with. This is nickel gold, nickel quinacridone gold. The heavier you put it down, the more brown it is, and the lighter you put it down, the more yellow it is. We're going to go ahead and get in some. Textures. I'm going to go in with pure paint, and I haven't chosen a smaller brush yet. I will. Just haven't got there. And you can do this part and then let it dry. Depending on what you like in your background, I'm going to switch to the smaller brush now. I'm going to grab some greens. Oh, I'm putting greens in my pink area. That's no bueno. Let's go over here. Grab green. Oh, and I'm just gonna tap along the back right here to create a little distant tree line at the top of my hill. And you can get as crazy about this as you want. Maybe different heights. And then maybe this is farther away, so make just a little few dots. And then a few dots. And then a few dots. Like that. And come in here with some pure color. Pop that in. Yeah. A little dark in some areas. Now remember, the farther back it gets, the lighter it's going to be. So don't get too carried away with those darks, right? And if it gets too wet or it's floating down into your fields, just tappy tap, tappy tap, tap, tap. It'll help create the illusion of a, oh, I'm bleeding up into my sky on the edge there. How dare you? There we go. Cute. Maybe we do have some green down here as well. Who knows? Okay. Now here you can take the heat tool to this if you want to. My clouds are not as crisp as I want them to be. I don't know if it will let me come in here with it. I don't often work with Arches watercolor paper. Like Strathmore is usually the brand I go with. I'll wet that and let it sit for a second. See if I can get a little more poof going on up here. If not, and you've reached this point and your clouds are not, your painting's not ruined, get out some white gouache or chalk or oil pastel or make it a mixed media piece. I don't have white in my palette. I did want them to be a bit more crispity white. A little scrubby scrub. Press down really, really hard. Nope. Not gonna do it. That's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, I'm gonna grab more of my nickel. It's still a little damp down here. I want this dry, so my trees got away from me, but that's okay. Okay. It's all nice and dry. I'll come in here. I think I'm going to use just dampen the brush and tap, tap, tap into my green gold. And I'll come down here. My tree lines. And get in some delineations like that. Little dry brush action. For texture. I think it's a little bit too golden. It's competing with my sky. Throw in a little bit of browns here and there, just to kick it back a bit. Okay. We can fuss with our trees a skosh. too vibrant. There we go. And just come in and tap in some. And you can choose a smaller brush. Just want to push these back a bit, like that. Maybe there's a little glen of trees back here, a little forest situation in the background. Like that. There we go. How's that? Not my best landscape ever, but once again, it has been a hot minute since I've done any really good landscape paintings. Clean that off. Let me see what she looks like in the... Not terrible. I did want the clouds to be like poofier, the more like vibrant. So, on that note, because I can't help myself, Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. If you don't have this, gouache works just as well. Gouache, acrylic white, watered down a little bit. And take your brush, get in there. I'll touch more water. Really get in there. I'm going to really get in there because I really do want these to be... I'm going to use the side of the brush so I get nice irregular poofs. I'm going to splotch them down a little bit. You don't want to make them completely white, but I did want some very vibrant, like, poofs like that against that blue sky. I'll come in here. I'll pop in a little bit of action through here. You can do that as well if you wish. Have it on there and kind of floof it around a little bit. And I did want this to be pretty white coming down. Yeah, that's better. That's giving me more what I was looking for. Wispies shooting up. Like that. I'll touch more water. I'll do the same kind of thing over here. And I'm purposely making irregular poofs. Clouds are not regular shaped, right? It's nature. You can get crazy with clouds, actually. I've seen them in every imaginable shape and size, color. Different kinds of clouds layering over one another depending on how stormy that sky is, right? Fun. Fun, fun, fun. This guy to be a little more in your face. Then as we get down here, I'll get some color on there. Kind of drag and tap and get in some really distant clouds if you would like. I want this one to be bigger. Like that. I'm going to run right up into that one. And again, if you don't like the textures, just dab at it a little bit. Scrub it a different way. Let it dry. Come back over the top. There. Okay. Okay. Got a little dollop of debris on there. Like that. How's that look? This one's bugging me. Oh, that's a little bit better. It's not quite as crispity as I was really wanting, but that's what I get for going in with ultramarine and not paying attention and getting in there super quick. That. Okay, now I'm digging it. Now I'm digging it. I wanted there to be some really bright, vibrant white spots. Seemingly, you know. It is a very blue sky, right? Alright, I'm digging that. I think I'm done. Let's take off the tape and see what she looks like. And I did clean my brushes really quickly here. There we go. Super simple, nothing extravagant. And from a distance, these look so nice hanging on a wall. Even close up, honestly. Let's get see if I can get my tape off without ruining my paper. There it is. There it is. The hazards of taping onto a board all the way around. There we go. That over there. Go ahead and get this corner off. Oh, I thought it got under the paper. It's going to ruin my white border. How dare you? And grab this side off. Like so. And there we go. This is my board. And there's the painting. And it always does look so complete, right? With the white border. Do love the white border. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. I dig it. I did want, the challenge was to not use bleed proof white. I failed. But overall, I really like how it turned out. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.